Yes, I'm back. My move that I told you all about went well. I have now been in Vermont for a month and a half. Sorry that I haven't posted anything, but I've been busy with the move and the new job and things like that. Plus, I was trying to figure out what to research to do a video on. Unfortunately, I will not be doing a Gettysburg video this year, as I'm no longer in Gettysburg. I plan on doing some Vermont Civil War history at some point. And yes, Vermont does have Civil War history. I realize that it touches Canada, and yet that's part of how it. No, not going into that today. I wanted to talk some about the history of Charleston, Vermont. It was first given a grant to Commodore Abraham Whipple, a man from Rhode Island who never once even visited the town, as he was also granted Marietta, Ohio, which he helped prosper. Died there in 1819 after living there for a few decades. He treated the town of Charleston as more of a red-headed stepchild, totally ignoring it, never once visiting it. In fact, it was he and his shipmates who were granted the town, 50 to 60 men in all, and only 3 of them ever visited. And it wasn't until their grandchildren in 1831 came to town that anyone even connected with Whipple settled in town. The first settlers were Abner Allen and the family of Andrew McGaffey. Fun thing about that is the first death was a Mrs. McGaffey, and the first sermon preached in town was 1 week later, the funeral of Mrs. McGaffey. I don't know how to pronounce it. The town was originally called Navy due to Commodore Abraham Whipple founding it, except not actually founding it because he never came here, on paper founding it. It was changed to Charleston in 1825, as there was no one from the Navy at all here yet. Their grandchildren didn't come until 1831. However, before the town was even founded, Robert Rogers of the Queen's Rangers came through during the French and Indian War. And also during the French and Indian War, there were natives that were in a migrating pattern. However, the war disrupted this, and they spent 9 years stuck in Charleston because they were part of a tribal confederacy, and most of their tribe sided with the French. The natives in Charleston sided with the English, and thus were not able to make their normal journey, and instead stayed put and this side of the border with Canada. Well, what is now Canada. As for Robert Rogers and his Rangers, they came through going from Lake Memphremagog to the Connecticut and Nulhegan rivers in 1759. This concludes the beginning of the history of Charleston. There is more, and I will get into it. However, I just wanted to do a quick establishing video, get that out of the way, and, yep. Go Green Mountain Boys. One more thing. Abner Allen is of no relation to Ethan Allen. In fact, Allen, in his case, was spelled with a Y until it was changed to an E. It originally was Allen, and it changed when people stopped spelling Allen that way. Ethan Allen, on the other hand, was already Allen with an E.